may this be one of the best moments of your life. You're listening to the Business Mirror Podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopace.
Good day. Welcome to Business Mondays with BM, a segment of the BM Broader Look podcast, which focuses on the Philippine stock market. The Business Mondays with BM podcast is based on the stock market outlook story, which is written by Business Mirror reporter VG Kabuwag and comes out every Monday. For the text version online, please go to www.businessmirror.com.ph and search for Stock Market Outlook. For the print edition, please go to the companies section of the Business Mirror newspaper. Let's get on with the story.
Powered by Hino Motors Philippines.
Share prices fell last week, with the main index returning to the 6,100 points after investor sentiments weighed on the increasing number of cases of people testing positive with the coronavirus disease 2019, as well as the signing of the anti-terrorism bill into law despite protests. The benchmark Philippine Stock Exchange Index fell 175.28 points to close at 6,197.38 points. The average value turnover for the week fell to 5.7 billion pesos as local investors stayed on the sidelines, while foreign investors were again net sellers at 5.68 billion pesos. The main index was down 3 of the 5 trading days, but the gains were minimal. Other sub-indices were mixed but were mostly down. The broader all shares index fell 65.33 points to close at 3,652.60 points. The financials index declined 45.82 to 1,221.74. The industrial index lost 289.19 to close at 7,661.54. The holding firms index shed 36.73 to 6,529.26. The property index plunged 188.49 to close at 2,981.19. The services index gained 3.39 to close at 1,435.47. The mining and oil index rose 27.22 to close at 5,334.06. Losers edged gainers 121 to 101 and 26 shares were unchanged. The top gainers for the week were United Paragon Mining Corporation, Filipino Fund Incorporated, Benguet Corporation A, PTFC Redevelopment Corporation, GMA Network Incorporated, and Panasonic Manufacturing Philippines Corporation. The top losers, on the other hand, were Altus Property Ventures Incorporated, Jackstones Incorporated, Manila Broadcasting Company, Metro Alliance Holdings and Equities Corporation A, Millennium Global Holdings Incorporated, and iPeople Incorporated. Share prices are expected to continue its downward trend this week as COVID-19 cases continue to increase, while the franchise denial of broadcast giant ABS-CBN Corporation could weigh on the rest of the market, with the issue of government's power on regulated firms. According to Jafet Luis Tanchanco, Senior Research Analyst at PhilStocks Financials Incorporated, the local market is seen to have a downward bias as local coronavirus cases climbed at an intensified scale, in turn weighing on the economic recovery that investors have earlier hoped for. Tanchanco added that week to date, the daily additional fresh cases have averaged 1,225, more than double of last week's average of 532. Meanwhile, Tanchanco said the denial to renew the franchise of ABS-CBN is seen to raise concerns over political risks, which in turn could spill over to the rest of the market, especially to the heavily regulated ones. Many investors are also preparing for the release of the first half financial reporting of corporates, which will come in trickles this month, and many are expecting a huge fall in revenues since most of the second quarter, when the lockdowns were in effect in most parts of the country. Broker 2Trade Asia said their 2020 contraction forecast of 31% year-on-year for the Philippine Stock Exchange Index implies a slight improvement in the second half of 2020. 2Trade Asia said, however, reality in the medium term is that investors will have to confront with the ugly earning seasons until profit drivers improve. The trading range of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index for the week is set between 6,100 points to 6,350 points. For the stock picks, broker Regina Capital and Development Corporation recommended to buy the shares of Ayala Land Incorporated when its support price holds between 29 pesos and 50 centavos to 32 pesos and 60 centavos per share. Regina Capital said the stock of Ayala Land managed a 5-day losing streak that is showing no signs of stopping anytime soon. All indicators are picking up on sell signs, which may see Ayala Land settling at its near support at 32 pesos and 60 centavos, Regina Capital said. The shares of Ayala Land closed at 32 pesos apiece on Friday. Meanwhile, Regina Capital gave the same recommendation on the stock of SM Prime Holdings Incorporated, which is to buy at a support price of between 28 pesos and 75 centavos and 29 pesos and 50 centavos, as its share price were also on the downfall last week. Regina Capital said that although the stock has managed to maintain its month-long consolidation range, SM Prime has broken its week-long support level at 30 pesos and 70 centavos. This brings the next support to 29 pesos and 50 centavos, and the chances of the stock hitting that level are relatively high. Regina Capital said that should this level be broken, there is another one at 28 pesos and 75 centavos to catch the fall. The broker said indicators are skewed toward a downward bias. The shares of SM Prime closed last week at 31 pesos and 90 centavos apiece.
Brought to you by Hino Motors Philippines.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Business Mirror. Until next time.